All right, we are back, everyone. Hello. Okay, so Vector says Lunarians are dead. Probably more trustworthy than those damn Lunarians. Sorry, not Lunarians. We cool. I meant Lufenians. In any case, Lufenians are from Final Fantasy 1, actually. In the original game, Lufenians are just mentioned in history. They kind of like this Lufenian script and all that around. However, in Stranger of Paradise, they gave the Lufenians a little more characterization, and they're like not just an ancient race, but an advanced race that kind of controlled the cycle of rebirth in the first in the game's first game's world, among other things. And they were sacks of shit. All right, let's go to Ul'dah. Yes, believe it or not, we actually may not have any warrior quests to do at the end of stream today. We still got an hour left, so we got lots of time, but wait, I gotta walk over to the Royal Promenade. Vector, how's D2 going? Diablo 2? Vector still plays that? Okay, so I've known these guys long enough to know that when they're talking about D2, they're talking about Destiny, but for the longest time, I too thought the same thing. When people said D2. Because growing up, D2 meant Diablo 2. Look, the Royal Promenade, it's drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people to the Remembrance Ceremony. Yeah, I figured you did. I just figured it was worth mentioning.
Tis the Sultana Nanimo herself!
And Roban as well!
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore! Hurrah! Rauban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul'dah dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Ul'dah have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Ul'dah wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Ja, for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your Grace.
Raoban? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measured that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the Inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn! Forsooth?
The time is now!
Fancy meeting you again.
Okay, we're back. Let me guess, the pink-haired girl is actually 500 years old. No, she is 21 at this point, I'm pretty sure. I can look that up and find out for sure, but I know she was a child, like 12 or something when she was elected leader because her parents died. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you've encountered them. They're talking about the thralls of Ifrit. I once again skipped the first line. The Ul'dahs do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. They have dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life, yet he is one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, the refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, the resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Ul'dah are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Ul'dah send their forces to smite the Primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder then that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. As such, a desperate hour, and adventure of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. Have a good one. So, I want to point something out that I didn't earlier. When we were in Gridania and the Elder Seedseer was giving her speech, she mentioned that they laid the steps or the groundwork for the Eorzean Alliance. But what she didn't tell you is that that occurred in 1.0, by the way. Louis Swa, the old man who fought Bahamut in the opening cutscene of this, he had to fight tooth and nail to get them to actually act. So, yeah, okay, they did after dragging their heels for so fucking long. Yeah, see you later, Faye. Here to attend the Remembrance Service. Be quick, the Admiral is due to give her address at any moment. Alright, let's go see our next Remembrance Service, guys.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Ah, yeah, ah, ha, ha, yeah, ha.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners, and together we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt Pirate and Maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Fancy meeting you again.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Laminsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagan, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribes, the presidents, weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Laminsans' backyard. And that is not to say not of eternal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight among themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Laminsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. But will you sail with the Admiral? Yeah, so in the past, the Garleans they put forth Project Meteor, which brought the Red Moon, which was an artificial moon, down upon the Cardinal Flats, which is actually what these speeches are all about, was that event. That's the calamity they're referring to, 10 gauge. Mearo, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope? Would I be correct in thinking that the final Remembrance service is now concluded? A moment ago, you say? What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. However, what the Garleans didn't know when they decided to drop a moon on us is that there was actually a Elder Primal within there, and Bahamut decided to break out of the moon and start fucking shit up, setting fire to the land, you know, as one does. I don't think we're going to be getting level 30 today, so I don't need to worry about doing that just yet. But for the last 30 minutes, we'll probably do a rogue quest or two. Welcome back, Mearo. Were the Grand Company leaders' words as illuminating as you had hoped? Hi, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Mearo. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect upon your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer. Sounds like a mixture of the plot from FF7 and FF8. I'm sure there's some inspiration
The
from both.
gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and 7th Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alizé, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the 7th Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Yeah, this is reminding you a little bit of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, and that's a huge compliment. Yeah, I know how much you like that game. We're just gonna go with the Storm Officer. It's the only one I don't have a character that's a part of, so... How was the Admiral's speech? Ah, but you need not explain. That you stand before me now is answer enough. You resolved to join the Maelstrom, have you not? Yep. That's the spirit, lass. With allies like you, how much stronger is our crew? Let us brave the seas together, friend. Now, the choice is made. It's time to add your name to our rolls. Make your way to the Maelstrom Command back in Limsa. It's on the upper decks. In case you have forgotten, I will send word to our personal officer to expect you. The duties of a Maelstrom officer can be both arduous and challenging, but I promise you, you will not regret this choice. May your passage be swift and your bearing sure. The graphics are much better in this game. Well, it is a newer game, right? They're actually going to be improving all these graphics as well. They're not as good as they could be. even now, like the benchmark showed what they're going for, but even then they're not quite where they want them. I love the music of Limps and Laments though. It's very nostalgic feeling. Alright, let's speak to... Hail, adventurer! What business have you at Maelstrom Command? My name is Mearo Apprentice. I believe you're expecting me. Mearo Apprentice. I, a recruitment officer, sent word of your coming. It shall be my honor to induct you into the ranks of the Maelstrom. Now, before I can accept your oath, you must be made aware of several... Sir! What is it, Private? And this had better be important. Sir, we have received a report from a lookout at Lower Lanasia. Sir, Imperial forces have fired upon a Highwind Skywish airship. The vessel's in a bad way, sir, and it appears to be banking for an emergency landing in Cedarwood. Cedarwood? Damn it! We have no troops available in that area. The bulk of our infantry is bogged down and on the coast, skirmishing with the fishbacks. Prentice, it is highly irregular, but I fear your first duty in service of Maelstrom must needs be unofficial. If our man in the Lower Lanasia is correct, the airship will come down in a territory crawling with Imperial scouts. If there are any survivors, we must reach them before the Garleans do. Make haste to Cedarwood, locate the airship, and if any of its occupants are alive, make sure they come to no further harm. We'll see about swearing you upon your return. Alright. I don't actually know where Cedarwood is. Oh, okay, I know where that is. It actually might be faster just to go through the Zephyr Gate and go south. Zephyr Gate? One of the two. Oh yeah, Zephyr Gate. So I chose this direction because going this direction here will let us, instead of running all the way north through Lower Lanasia. Yeah, we have another loading screen to go through, but I don't think that'll matter too much. It might actually have been faster to go that way, but we're heading up this way anyway. Our characters come so far in such a short time, guys. We bested our first primal today, which is pretty cool. You guys got to see it free. Okay. Oh, look at that guy. That nice little serpent in the distance there. I think that's a hunt target. Yes, that is Ul'dah. He is a rank A or B, or A or S. I think he's A. Alright, duty calls. Commence battle for the company you keep, Maelstrom. Oh, I think I know what this is. The fuck did I not see him? Adventurer, what are you doing out here? No, wait, let's find some cover first. Maelstrom Command sent you? How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. It is, sir. We are of the Maelstrom. You're a Garland Ironworks engineer, yes? One of our lookouts reported the attack on your craft. We're here to rescue you. You must be Prentice. Good work on reaching our friend here before the Imperials. I like how they always just go down on one knee. I've never seen a craft of this design. It must be Garland. Oh, I've never seen a craft of this design. It must be Garland Ironworks. The secrets of Magitech belong in Imperial hands. They are not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. We're taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must. And bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. Scouting party from Castrum Ostadens, I'd say. Seems they want your ship engineer. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. The tiny Bronco? Isn't it the new design people have been whispering about? It's the first airship we built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland, well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight, and she was soaring! She really was, till those bastards blew her out of the sky. Alright, pay attention. We're gonna hit these Imperials hard and fast. If they want a souvenir from the Eorzea, they can have a knife in the gut, but they're not gonna get in the ship. Oh, and don't forget to save the Lalafell. What say you, Prentice? Ready to give those curs a hiding? Alright. Like a tidal wave, lads! Charge! So this here, the big Rogadin there, is... an ambush to arms. An ambush to arms! The big Rogadin there from the Ironworks is Biggs, and the little Lalafell on the ship is Wedge. So we got Biggs and Wedge in the tiny Bronco. Get the bastards! I feel like that quote is a bit disingenuous, but I'll allow it. Savages, you cannot stand against the might of the Empire. This has gone on long enough. Oh shit, look at that guy. I'll let that guy tank. Far be it for me to take his glory. Biggs and Wedge, where have you heard those names before? The tiny Bronco is also from XIV. Guys, you can move out of that. You don't have to stand in that. Fuck your giant drill robot. Biggs! Wedge! You shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications, we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. We'll stand watch until the ship is ready to take off. Oops. The Imperials will be looking for their scouts soon. Prentice, you're free to return to Maelstrom Command and complete your induction. Ordinarily, I'd ask you to stay, but I think we'd all feel better knowing an adventurer of your ability was safely sworn in and ready for the next mission. Rest assured, I'll inform the command of the part you played today. I just wanted to say sorry. You know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong. didn't I? Seriously though, if it hadn't been for you and the Maelstrom lads there, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I mean, you're dead, friend. We both are. Wedge! Thank you. We're very grateful. I did it, team. Alright. Yep, Biggs and Wedge. Someone's playing some music. We'll finish this up and then we will take a break. Yeah, bards actually have a feature in this where they can play music with various instruments, like, and you actually input the notes and everything. It's pretty cool. Welcome back, Prentice. I just heard the report. You need to be concerned about the engineers. They completed their return trip without any further Imperial interference. I must admit, I had my doubts at first, but it seems the stories about you are true. I look forward to seeing what else you're capable of, after you're properly inducted into the Maelstrom, of course. Now, speaking of your induction... the personnel officer stands ready to complete your induction into the ranks. Let us start afresh, shall we? You are welcome here, Mearo Prentice. That such a well-respected adventurer would choose to join our ranks is most heartening. Before you swear your allegiance to us, however, it is only right that I tell you exactly what it is that you will be joining. A grand company is more than simply a collection of soldiers. It is an all-encompassing organization which draws upon the resources of an entire city-state to form a united military force capable of standing against the nation's deadliest enemies. We of the Maelstrom are charged with meeting the threats posed by the Primals and the Garlean Empire and solving the many problems caused by the Calamity. Every man and woman who serves under our colors has a role to play in keeping the great warship that is Linsa Laminsa afloat, and on whatever heading the Chief Admiral Melvib Blofuswin has fit to set. As part of this grand vessel's crew, you will be expected to take your turn at the oars. For the wind do not look favorable, lass, and strength of arm may be all that sees us to safe to port. If I've lost you with all the ship of talk and oar, let me put it another way. A Maelstrom soldier labors till her last breath, fights till her last drop of blood. We give our all in service to this nation, and no less is expected of you. Prentice, it is customary that new recruits swear an oath of their own choosing upon entering the Maelstrom ranks. Is there aught you'd like to say? You have my sword till sea swallows are. What skills I have are yours till sea swallows are. I will follow the Admiral to the very bottom of the abyss. Ah yes, the many and varied skills of the adventurer. I have no doubt that your travels have furnished you with such knowledge as will prove invaluable to our cause. Is the symbol on the banner a nod to the rebellion in Star Wars? I don't think so. It might be. Mearo Prentice, I hereby assign you the rank of a Storm Private 3rd Class. You are now officially a soldier of the Maelstrom. Welcome aboard, Private. May you serve Linsa Laminsa well, till sea swallows all. There we go. And this serves basically nothing for the whole game. You can do stuff with it. You get your own company eventually, but it's... I don't really care for it that much. It's a lot of work. But you do get some good stuff, and there's some stuff involving relic weapons that do use this feature, so it's worth leveling it up. Can you hear me, Mearo? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Maelstrom contacted me with the news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Prentice. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to the old ones first. Remember, though you are now a woman of the storm, you are no less a scion. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. No rest for the wicked, eh? Before you make yourself scarce, I recommend having a word with Commander Ricky. Might be worth your while. Commander Ricky. You may now accept the quest My Little Chocobo, Maelstrom, by speaking with Rashat Ricky. The quest must be completed in order to proceed to the end of the main scenario for Realm Reborn. So you have to do this quest. That's basically what they're saying. All watched over by the Maelstrom. Storm Private 3rd Class. You do get to increase your rank, by the way. As you level up your rank, you do unlock more things that you can do. Well, if it isn't Private Prentice, I must say the tales of your deeds have been an inspiration to the troops. Our duties take us far and wide, and I'll wager you have slogged across quite a few malms of countryside on not but your own 2 feet. Such a sterling soldier of the Maelstrom deserves her own steed. Let us see about having one issued for you. All you need to do is obtain a Storm Chocobo issuance by exchanging company seals with the quartermaster. Once you've done this deed, present it to the Friggan, and she will have you saddle up on one of our trusty birds. Forget. Do I not have any, Do I have to finish this before it'll give me the... No. Alright, I actually have to do this first before we can finish this, so let's go do that, I guess. By the way, the hunting log now has a section here for the Maelstrom. Killing them is actually worthwhile because it gets you these seals. Now, these seals can be spent on stuff from the Grand Company. Now, most of it I find to be useless, but it is a great source of stuff for crafting if you'd like that. There's also some gear and some pets and whatnot that you can get, so. Welcome back, Mearo. Lady Minfilia awaits you within. So we'll do this first, and then we'll move on. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tales of your heroic. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Mearo. Now, when we last spoke, I said I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you have already met. Oh, thanks. Sataru, please show them in. This way, sirs! Look who it is. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm... Gods, man, spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service! I'm pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of the experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who were very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea, and I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you and you all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. Tengage, do you want to scissor with Minfilia? Alright, let's pick up our next quest and then go back to get our Chocobo license. Minfilia needs you to investigate the sylphs.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ul'dah, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained, until such time as we know. It would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us? I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ul'dah and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ul'dah, us!
Okay, now that we've done that, we're not going to be worrying about that quest from here on until tomorrow. For now, we're going to go back to the Maelstrom, as I'm pretty sure I have enough to get the Chocobo license now. And that's the last thing I want to do on stream for today. We're almost out of tickets. It's fine. I'm more than enough gil at this point. Okay, so. There we go. Yeah, I only need 200 for that. Okay, I got it. I see over there. I imagine they're down there on the lower level. So let's go back to the Inferno Plaza. The thing is, you can't actually ride your mounts in town anyway, but this will give us a chance to show off some mounts before we are done for today. As I do have a couple of them. Want a bird issued, you say? Then I'll need to see your Storm Chocobo issuance. Present this deed to the Maelstrom Company stables to receive your own chocobo. Yes, everything appears to be in order. A moment, please. I'll be right back with your chocobo. I like her chocobo helmet. And her chocobo smock. And here he is! The fellow has been in high spirits the past few bells. He must have sensed that his new master was coming. Now then, to make it official, you'll have to name your noble steed. Great, we get our own chocobo. We get to name our chocobo. Look at this. Look at this handsome guy. Oh, they don't let me put spaces? Alright, well, it'll be Bob Dole. I dare say he likes his name. Here is your very own chocobo whistle. Simply blow into it, and your feathered friend will come bounding to your side. But do forgive him if he doesn't respond when summoned in crowded city areas or monster-infested lairs. Chocobo are stout-hearted creatures, but they have their limits. And lastly, I present you with your chocobo rider's license, as is required by law. And that concludes all the formalities. I wish you and your chocobo long years of fulfilling companionship. Okay. So, a small hand-carved whistle that emits a unique, high-pitched tone discernible only by a chocobo trained from birth to recognize and respond to the sound. Okay. You can use that to summon our chocobo. Let's go outside and I'll show you guys the chocobo. So this is our company chocobo. We do have other mounts and I'll show you guys them as well. We got our chocobo. He's faster than just walking around. Bob Dole is very good. You can also change the color of your chocobo, but that requires a bit of effort on our part, which I don't have right now. But you put them in a stables at your housing spot, whether it be your guild or personal, and then you feed him various foods, and his feathers will change. Okay, so we got other mounts here. We have ourselves the company chocobo, born and bred in the city-state of Ishgard. The majority of company chocobos are geldings of the Rouncy variety. However, massive destriers and miniature Belladanian genets are also raised to accommodate the builds of Rogadan and Lalafelian riders, respectively. We got a drought chocobo. This heretofore unseen breed of chocobo was said to have been discovered by chocobo hunters searching for the legendary chocobo forest. Its enormous size would make a fine pack chocobo. Its foul temper prevents it from completing even the simplest tasks without injury of some poor rider. So this guy is got a pretty nice feather pattern. It's also a two-person mount. So you see this, the seat here is a lot larger. You can ride two mounts. Yeah. We have an Ahriman. Though little is known of the Void and the creatures which call the extra-dimensional realm home, scholars have discovered that there is a strict hierarchy amongst Void Scents consisting of 12 distinct tiers. Ahrimans are believed to fall into the 5th, making them formidable foes, when not enthralled by curses. We got a little beady eye following us, but here's our Ahriman mount if we want. Pretty sure this was a recruit a friend mount, or maybe it was a loyalty mount where you got it just for being subbed to the game for X amount of time. He's pretty cool. Can't actually fly with him. Later on I can, but yeah. Immediately following the calamity, an adventurer returning from Gridania from Falcon's Nest in Corthus claims to have happened upon a den of baby behemoths who had lost their mother. Despite objections from friends and family alike, she kept the beasts, eventually training them to serve as mounts. That's right, guys. We can ride a behemoth. Look at how at home Mearo looks as well. This muscular bastard is our mount. Let's have a griffin. Fantastical winged beasts native to the unscalable peaks of Abalathia's spine, griffins actually have a long history of serving as mounts. Indeed, before the city-states fell, the Alamegan army maintained a regiment of griffin-backed soldiers who would harry opposing forces. Eventually, we will get mounts like this that do fly, but... Sildra, legends say there once lived a kindly sea dragon who befriended a pirate, and that their friendship knew no bounds. This is not that sea dragon. However, with a little time and caring, who is to say that a similar relationship cannot be forged? Sea dragons have no relation to actual dragons. So this is a reference to Final Fantasy V Sildra. You got this for the collector's edition of Stormblood, I'm pretty sure. Those adventurers who have longed to hop on their carbuncles' backs and give them thanks to the Arcanist Ulan, whose research into Diamond Carbuncle provided the necessary cues to create an arcane entity of rideable proportions. As its form is maintained by a large rubelite, it can be summoned even by those unversed in the ways of Arcanima. So this is one of my favorite mounts in the game, because it is a rideable carbuncle. Look at this. Look at this adorable guy. Carbuncle. Falcon, an independent project of Garland Ironworks. Engineered Wedge. This single rider airship allegedly recorded some of the fastest speeds ever, until a tragic accident following an attempt to see how high the ship could soar convinced its creator that perhaps a modicum of restraint was necessary. And this is the Falcon, like a little part. Yeah, very cool. This is also airborne. You can... Oh, no, it's not. It's terrestrial. You cannot fly with this one, which is very weird. Okay, so this mount, the Lunar Whale, is an 8-person mount. You can put 8 people in this. Produced by Garland Ironworks, based on mysterious tales from a distant land. It not only resembles a whale on the outside, but shares its voluminous belly. With enough room for the pilot and 7 passengers, it stands, or rather floats, in a class of its own. So, fans of FF4? That's right. You get the Lunar Whale from Final Fantasy IV, complete with its actual music from that game. This is very cool. I like it. Granny, possessed the strength of both mind and body that is unmatched in the first. As a mount, Granny has no peer on land nor in the heavens. It is said, however, the noble creature will only accept a rider who has pledged to restore shadow to a land bereft of night. This is another mount that we got. This was for the collector's edition of Shadowbringers, actually. Very cool. And we have Arian. Legends speak of a majestic and unwaveringly loyal horse who would never fail to deliver its master from peril. Such myths were founded in fact, as the divine steed has descended from the heavens to seek one possessed of a true and virtuous heart, with whom it may right the wrongs of the world. And this is the last one I'll show off for now. This is all I have. I'm pretty sure this is Endwalker's Collector's Edition. Pretty cool. Oh, something's going on. Oh, okay, I see. It's got its own theme as well. Alright. So with that said, guys, cool. That's gonna be it. Let me go over here. Pop up here. Alright, everyone. Thank you very much for viewing today. We got quite a bit done. We finished a huge amount of story. We got to see our first primal. We joined a grand company. Lots done. YouTube, thank you very much for viewing.